Hail.
Hail,
We're your hosts,
Clash Rant,
and I'm Rubigold May.
and this is a Delirious Minds Podcast. Welcome. This is episode 7 of Delirious Minds. We're nearing the end now, and for this episode, we're going to be taking the Are You a Soldier, Poet, or a King test today. You can find this test at uquiz.com/quiz/mylbz3/r-u-a-soldier-a-poet-or-king. The link is also in the description.
This quiz is based off the song Soldier Poet King by the Oh Hellos. It has probably some of the most interesting questions of all the quizzes we've taken.
As the name implies, the test determines whether you are a soldier, a poet, or a king. These archetypes describe something deep about your nature.
The soldier is steeped in both violence and passion.
The king is built from duty and burden.
The poet knows deeply of love, art, and pain.
This quiz is whimsical by design and not meant to tell you anything about your personality. The quiz and the results are just for fun, and we like this quiz because it is rather thought-provoking.
The first question in this quiz is, what is duty?
What is duty?
The options are an excuse, violence, or undeniable.
I feel like this one's more like just like gut reactions in a way.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to, like, not a lot of it has a ton of reason. I mean, some of it does, but...
It's interesting how it's like the whole quiz skirts the line of philosophy and morality.
Yeah.
And it's about this.
Right?
I like it.
I do like it. It's very different. I'm gonna say undeniable.
Me too. I definitely agree that that's the best. If you were to hold a crown, it would be covered in blood. The one of the guilty, it would be covered in blood. The one of the innocents, it would be covered in blood, your own.
So, again, it's just kind of more like feeling, but I'd say my own blood. I don't think
I don't remember.
It's hard to like rationalize these thoughts. It's like it definitely wouldn't be the one of the innocents. That's so brutal. And the one of the guilty, like I can see like, oh, like you were just doing that. I was like, no, I feel like for me it's like neither of those. I take pain rather than I try to take as much of pain as I can versus letting other people have it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
All of these reasonings are going to be so much more abstract, and the questions themselves are so much more abstract than anything else. So
I think that I'm gonna pick. I don't remember what I picked for this normally, which is a little concerning because I usually have my answer so streamlined for this one at this point.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna do the one of the innocents because I feel like the crown is like a symbol of power, and a lot of power is built on hurting people. Like
that does make
people
sense.
Suffer so others can remain in power.
Poetic.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. The throne looks right at you like something to be destroyed, golden and covered in flowers.
Right at you is what I'm saying.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I've picked all three of these before, and I think I'm gonna pick golden and covered in flowers.
That was what I thought you picked. I feel like I definitely could pick like something to be destroyed. Because like, especially my view on like government, that kind of makes sense. But like just in this like atmosphere of this quiz, like thinking of like just medieval times, I don't even know, or just like the nature of this quiz, it's like I feel like I would feel like I'm called to the throne, I guess. I don't know how to, whatever.
I feel like I'm thinking about it way too metaphorically is my issue, because it's like I'm thinking more about like what flowers symbolize and stuff, and like how the earth has flowers. So
I see.
Yeah, but I definitely agree that it'd be easy to pick like something to be destroyed. So yeah. Question 4. The sword is in your mouth. Pray you won't choke on it. Is in your hands. You picked it up yourself. Is at your side. It bore your name long before you did. I have forgotten these questions.
I know which one I pick here, but I like them all actually. Because so the is at your side, bore your name long before you did feels like a legacy thing, like you were always meant to do this type thing. And for me, like just applying this to life, it feels like that's not true for me, because it's like first generation college student. I'm doing things like my family never did, like going to Chicago, whatever, like stuff like that. I am very much doing it like that, and that kind of makes me want to say is in your hands, you picked it up yourself, because that is how I've done a lot of my life. It's like I have decided to do this, and I have been my own motivation. Like my parents didn't push me to do anything necessarily. I just decided that before they said anything. But I usually pick is in your mouth, pray you won't choke on it. I'm not sure. I want to hear you talk about it first though.
I'm gonna pick is at your side, it bore your name long before you did, because I don't necessarily believe that people have purposes. Like, if we're gonna get philosophical about it, I don't believe that we're here on Earth for any purpose or whatever. Like, that's not. But, like, I have a chosen purpose. And we're just talking about the Hogwarts quiz, and I'm a Hufflepuff, so it's like,
right.
I feel like this is my burden that I have to keep.
I think that makes sense for you.
So, yeah.
I just feel like there's less reasoning here, which makes this quiz hard to talk about. But I feel like I'm gonna pick the is in your mouth, pray you won't choke on it, just because like the way that feels, like it almost feels like just, I don't know, I feel like fucking up and stuff, and I feel like I do that enough. And
that's interesting, yeah.
I don't know. I just there's not too solid of a reason, but that's what I'm picking. Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember what my old answers are, and now I'm getting concerned.
For the most part, it seems like your answers have been what I remember them being, or what I assume they're gonna be, so.
There are rules. How many? None, and you will keep it this way. One, and you will follow it. Too many, alas.
Too many, alas. This one's tough.
I always pick none, and you will keep it this way. And it reminds me of that Assassin's Creed quote that's like, nothing is true, everything is permitted.
Oh, I love that.
So, yeah.
Damn, I do like that. And I kind of like the none, but I feel like I might pick the too many, alas. I feel like that's what I picked before, and I think that's still what I'm picking. I do like your reasoning and the Assassin's Creed quote, because that's one of my favorite game series, or like possibly my favorite game series.
I love Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Question 6. Pick something fucked up. Bodies, parents, names.
Oh, we've talked about this one a lot, I think.
See, I always pick parents. Not because I have a bad relationship with my parents at all, but because I believe that a lot of our world's problems are caused by bad parenting. On the other side of things is, like, thinking about how it'd be for me to be a parent is like, how can we expect a human being, a flawed person, to raise another,
literally
make and raise and like mold another human being? How can we expect that and put that on them? That's so hard.
Yeah.
And we're so flawed. It's like the most impossible thing. Like it's a task that you set out on that you are already destined to fail from the get-go.
Yeah. Like you can never do it perfectly, and I agree with you on all of that. For the question though, okay, bodies just feels obvious. Like, just makes me think, okay, dead bodies or whatever. It's like, yeah, that's fucked up. Or I don't know, or I get it.
I always kind of interpreted that more as like, people having insecurities about their bodies and stuff.
I did kind of think that too, but I feel like that's more the mind then, though. So, which I guess could be still body, but whatever. Yeah. Anyway, I think I actually pick names, and I'm trying to find a reason to say it that makes it make sense. But just like I feel like it's more the idea of like constraining things, or like we're going to label things a certain way and like give something a name when maybe we don't have the right to. Again, this is very abstract, and I don't know how to like say it, but for some reason that's like what I'm thinking. So
interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Question 7. A fear. There's a lot to read here.
Yeah.
Despite all your attempts, you have never been a healer. You hurt people and they leave, and you are alone in a room full of silence. You seem to try and forget, but it does not work. You did your best and it wasn't enough. You tried and failed and kept trying and it wasn't enough. You had the power to change things and it wasn't enough. You left the world a worse place than you found it, or worse, you left it identical. You were useless. The war is still not over, or maybe it ended years ago, but you were too angry to realize. Your wounds have stopped healing. You keep going, as if you have something to prove to the devil.
This one's tough.
I agree.
Do you pick the first one?
I do pick the first one.
That's what I was thinking. I really do love on the last one just the line, as if you had something to prove to the devil. I just love that.
That is a good line.
I like that a lot. I think I'm gonna have to pick the second one, but I'm just trying to think about all the other ones first. Cause like the last one, like the too angry and stuff isn't really me. I just feel like the wounds have stopped healing. Like I kind of like that in a way, but I also don't think it really fits me as well. The you keep going kind of fits me, as if you have something to prove. That like is the one part that makes me want to click it. But I think the second one has more, especially since it's saying like a fear, and it's like doing your best and not being enough is definitely just in life like, a fear of mine.
Yeah, and that line that's like you tried and failed. Yeah, I feel like that is.
Yeah. Or like you had the power to change things and it wasn't, like I don't know, just all of it's bad. And, like you were useless. Like it's just like hitting me. So I think I just have to pick that one. That it's. That.
That's what I would have picked for you.
Yeah.
So. Question 8. There's a home waiting for you, I promise. What does it have? Windows, someone else, peace.
I like the choice of windows. Like it's so nice, but it's definitely someone else.
Someone else.
I for both of us.
Someone else.
Yeah. I like windows though.
I think that one's just funny.
Yeah.
You enter a town. It is something to breathe in, something to make yours, something to accept.
This one's tough too. I think I'm between breathe in and make yours.
These are all really good.
Yeah, they are.
I think I'm gonna do something to make yours.
I'm gonna go breathe in, just based on gut. I feel like make yours might make more sense, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Question 10. You leave the town and you leave it broken, quietly laughing.
I guess I'm trying to think of reasons why you would leave.
Well, I think I'm picking laughing because it's reminiscent of miss you but smile sort of thing. But
right. I don't think I picked laughing last time I did this, but I kind of do want to, but I might pick broken. I actually like all of these, and it's
I would pick quietly or laughing. So
well, because I think what I'm having now is a different perspective on this because of like I'm leaving here in a few days, and I feel like I don't even know of these which way am I leaving. It feels like all of them somehow. I'm trying not to leave quietly, I feel like.
I see.
Like I don't want to just, I don't know. And like laughing is usually me, just in general. But I feel like I'm gonna click broken.
Interesting. Question 11. Pick a quote and make it about love.
Our best topic, you know?
Come and be human with me, by Keaton Henson. So I wait for you like a lonely house till you will see me again and live in me. Till then my windows ache. Pablo Neruda.
That's yours, right?
No.
It's not?
But I absolutely love that poet.
I think that's why I thought that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're trembling, but he reaches over and he touches you like a prayer for which no words exist.
I don't like the use of the word prayer.
Sicken? The quote I pick is come and be human with me.
See, because I just feel like I might relate to like the you're trembling, but because I always feel like being me just normally like have it like I feel like I can like have like high like anxiety or just like fast like whatever, like I feel like I'm always in a rush and stuff. And something I've always said, like when there's someone I am in love with, being with them makes everything else slow down and like makes that go away and kind of like soothes that in a way. So that kind of just feels like the trembling, but then It says he touches you, but
I understand that
yeah.
so much.
And I think I used to say come and be human with me, but I feel like I'm gonna click the you're trembling one.
Okay. Interesting.
I'm so concerned for what the results are gonna be. Anyway.
The one who hurt you haunts you. In your nightmares they say, I love you, I forgive you, I am disappointed in you.
I love you, I think.
I can't decide between I love you and I forgive you. It makes sense for I love you for you, but
Yeah, I almost wanted to say I'm disappointed in you. But I just don't think that's really right, I guess.
the I love you one is still very powerful to me, so
Okay.
I'm picking I forgive you. What does your anger feel like? Like a curse. You don't know if you were born with the anger in your veins or if it just stuck after a while. You hate it, but it's all you have. Like rebellion, you are angry because not enough people are, and because anger is a strength in a world of apathy. Like shame, you're not supposed to feel angry. Angry is ugly, and anger is ugly, you tell yourself. You refuse to look in the mirror. You're afraid of what you might see.
I don't really like any of these that much, but I'm gonna go with the middle one, like the you are angry because not enough people are, and strength in a world of apathy.
Interesting. I think I'm gonna do the first one, like a curse.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really feel that one. And it doesn't feel like shame, so like I don't fully love the second one, but I definitely like it the best.
That makes sense. Question 14. What is a sin? Wrong, inevitable, alive.
I'm definitely not saying wrong. I feel like inevitable is good, but I kind of like saying alive.
I think I'm gonna pick that too.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say alive.
Yeah.
I think inevitable is true, but
Agreed.
yeah.
Who taught you about guilt? The silence, the world, God.
Obviously, we're not saying God. The silence is very poetic for one. Yeah, I think I like the silence.
I think I like the world.
Really? Because my first instinct was for me to pick the world, and I figured you'd be picking silence. But okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
No,
these are. It's pretty close between these two, but I don't know.
the silence makes sense, but like I'm just thinking about like morality comes from the people around us.
Yeah.
So like
I know that's
other
like
cultures have
my
different senses. So.
my first instinct was kind of that, and to say the world, but again, it's more just a vibe of what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So.
How will you die? As a consequence, tired, lonely.
I'm gonna say tired. I kind of like as a consequence. I feel like that's funny and could be true, but no. And I don't think I'll die lonely.
I'm gonna pick tired because I hope to have exhausted myself.
Right? Yeah. Don't leave any energy unspent.
Exactly. Tired. When you die, where will you go? Somewhere good, hell, anywhere but here.
I feel like I've picked hell on this before because I like saying that and it's funny, but I also don't like acknowledging that hell exists. So I feel like anywhere but here. It might be.
Also what I was gonna pick.
I do like saying hell though. Like I like saying I'm going to hell, but I feel like if I'm gonna be serious about this, I'm gonna say anywhere but here.
Interesting.
Wait, it's like you there's a quote from Harry Potter, there's a riddle on Ravenclaw's dorm, and it's I forget what the question is. Oh, where do vanished objects go? And an answer that someone gives is into non-being, which is to say everything. So when you die, you become nothing, which means you become everything. It's kind of...
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I like that.
So you'd be anywhere because you'd be nowhere.
Interesting.
Oh, this one.
What is hell anyway? Other people, barren, doubt.
I say other people.
Other people.
Yeah.
Question 19. Throw a wish to the world. Let me fight. Let me be free. Let me be fine.
All of these are sad. I say let me fight.
I say let me be fine.
It could be
I'm so scared for the results.
Me too. I feel like I'm just gonna get soldier, but whatever.
Okay. It's 3 a.m. What do you ask the ceiling? Quotes from Keaton Henson's Insomnia. But how can I sleep with the world in my head? How can you love me with all that I've done? Oh, who is the man I am trying to be?
I like the first and third. I feel like I have to say the first, though. The how can I sleep with the world in my head? But I do like that last one, too, and I feel like that's what you're looking... Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
And I do like that, and I think it fits you too accurately
Okay.
though. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely saying the first one because that just feels like me all the time.
All right, are you ready?
Oh,
Did you get poet?
yeah.
I got king.
Maybe it's because we switched on world and silence, and I thought you should say silence and I should say world.
So, I've taken this quiz a lot of times, many times.
You're the poet.
I'm the poet. That's the one that gets me. I'm the poet.
Reading the descriptions, it'll be clear anyway, I think.
I have taken it. The king is the most common one. That's the most common one you can get, I think. It's 62% of people get the king, and 22% get the soldier, and only 15% get the poet. I thought it was switched where the soldier was the lowest, but
no, yeah, whatever.
So the answers you give are important because it's a very sensitive test. You can change one answer and get the king over the poet.
Yeah, which is probably what happened.
But the first time I took it, I was the poet, and I've gotten the king once or twice, but that's out of 10 times having taken this in the past. Because when we first found it, we took it every day for a week.
Yeah.
For fun. I don't know, we're weird like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the poet, and we're gonna read the descriptions of all three of them right now. You can start with the poet.
I will. I was gonna say though. I'm pretty sure I'm the king though.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm the poet. I think I can have traits of it, but I don't think I am. And when I've taken it, I don't remember what the first one I got was, but I think I am the king, but I think I also have gotten soldier.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah. But the poet, it has the quote from the song, right? There will come a poet whose weapon is his word. He will slay you with his tongue. And it says, loneliness, strength, joy. You are powerful, but struggle believing it. You think you're not enough. Here's the truth. You are. You sing songs and hope they carry faith because you have run out of it, and yet you still throw your heart out to the world and hope it makes it through. You convince yourself that pain is art because at least then you will always have something to create. Damn. You are tired of stumbling through life. You dream of a ground you can stand on. One day you will dance. Your love is where you feel, without fear. Yeah. I think is there more, but I don't know.
It's interesting that you got that
right
today and I got the king today.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Again, doing the podcast just yeah.
But that's definitely me being the poet.
Like I said, I can relate to it. You think you're not enough, and I don't know, whatever. Some others some of it, yeah. But it definitely fits you more than me, though.
Yeah, I agree. So for the king, there will come a ruler whose brow is laid in thorn, smeared with oil like David's boy. Duty, strength, resignation. You were told to do things and you did them. The world is something that was put into your hands and that you must deal with, so you will. You have a rigid back and steady hands, either metaphorically or physically. Is it nature or nurture? You don't know. You are tired of being steady. You dream of feeling alive. Not that you aren't, but sometimes it's hard to remember that there's a heart between your ribs. Your love is where you breathe. Come on, breathe in, out. It starts now.
Oh, right. They have your love is where you whatever. Because yours is your love is where you feel without fear. Well, the poet is. And then that one is your love is where you grieve. Breathe. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Which I feel makes sense for you too.
Yeah. I think that does make. I don't know what the soldiers want. Can we see them?
I have it here.
Okay.
So, the soldier is. There will come a soldier who carries a mighty sword. He will tear your city down. Righteousness, strength, violence. You see a door and break through it. You wonder sometimes if anger is the only thing you can feel. Remember, love is passion too. You made your own rules and you will follow them to death. You try and forget that there is only one rule and that it is fight. You are tired of fighting. You try to forget that too and keep going. You dream of quiet. Your love is where you heal. God knows you deserve it. You deserve to. Really, you deserve to.
Yeah, I definitely feel the least toward that one actually, which is weird because I'm pretty sure I had gotten soldier at one. Maybe I didn't though. There was maybe one thing from that I maybe would agree with. I kind of forgot what you said, but I feel like the most telling thing is just the love is where you feel, breathe, or what was that one?
Heal.
Yeah. Definitely not.
So, interesting that that's how this happens. I feel like we think about it too much because that's not the first test we've taken that has gotten wrong results.
Yeah, which is interesting in itself, but I have no explanation. Like, or I don't know, like for real why it's different, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the soldier with a sword reflects the description of the Messiah that will come in the book of the Old Testament. He's described as someone who will punish the sinners and reestablish justice. I don't think that's either of us.
No.
The poet is the person who uses the power of the word to change the world. It matches the figure of Jesus in the Gospels, spreading the word of God in peace and harmony. And the king is related to the second time Jesus will come on the world's last days. He will be welcomed as the ruler of this world and will have the duty to take ownership of the earth for the last time.
See, if you can take that out of context of religion, like the peace and harmony thing makes sense for you.
Yeah.
I would suppose. And then like the leadership and shit, like that would make sense for me then. Because obviously the religion is irrelevant, but
So that's what the song's talking about, and then this article goes on to explain what the actual creator of that quiz was talking about.
Yeah.
So the soldier is a person who sees everything as a fight. He feels destined for violence, driven by anger, and he walks into this world of conflict partially by his own choice. The poet is a more peaceful creature who sees the beauty and poetry of the world and uses the power of words and his sensitivity as a strength that others may underestimate. However, the quiet power of his character can change the world as much as an act of
That makes a lot of sense for you.
So me.
That was the best. Yeah, anyway.
The king is a person who feels the burden of being the one who has to manage and take accountability for the world. Duties are inevitable for him, and he feels he must take them on his shoulder and follow what the world expects.
I feel like maybe less about the world and more just from myself, but I guess because we've talked about like farther before, like picking a college major and like how I feel like maybe I'm wasting the intelligence I do have or the abilities that I do have. It's like maybe I should be doing more, and like I kind of feel guilty about that in a way, but I've moved past that, I guess, for the most part.
I'm interpreting it like the duty you're taking on is like maybe like you were saying more about for you. It's not like the world. But like you feel like you have to be the best that you can be.
Yeah. And like yeah, I always feel guilty if I'm not doing something, or like
And then I think that part at the end, because that's what I really wanted to talk about, was love is where you breathe. And
it just feels it feels like love has been such a part of my life that it is like basically all that, I don't want to say all that I am, but like just like it is just what I breathe.
And then for me, love is where you feel it's like the funny thing is that I'm actually a poet. But it's like looking at the world through the lens that I see it is like through love, and everything is like love for people, but then like
that's how everything else follows.
Yeah, but it's like, you know how I've been like writing about how weird things have been feeling recently, and like things are changing and stuff. It's still like just if everything feels weird, but I'm feeling it with a sense of love.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, that might be my favorite quiz just because I'm such a
the quiz itself is poetic. So
exactly.
So yeah, this test is from uquiz.com/quiz/MYLBZ3/R-U-A-soldier-A-poet-or-A-king. So if you're interested in seeing your own results, we encourage you to check it out, and the link is also in the description.
Let us know if you are a soldier, a poet, or a king in the Delirious Studios Discord server, also linked in the description.
And thank you for joining us today on this episode of Delirious Minds.